I'm like 90% sure the garbage guy is outside my apartment doing what it is he needs to do in order to clear out our trash cans. So if you hear the whirring and the stirring of machinery outside, then I apologize. I can't really do much about that. My microphone is a condenser microphone after all. But we've got two Elliot Friedman tweets to go over here today that talk about players in the NHL that are moving teams. And okay, yeah, that garbage guy is really loud right now. Take a look at this first tweet here. The New York Islanders have claimed defenseman Adam Boqvist from the Florida Panthers. Unfortunately for all y'all Cats fans in the NHL, or Boqvist fans, the Boqvist brother reunion has been separated, as yesterday it was announced that the Panthers, placed defenseman Adam Boqvist on waivers, only for him to get claimed by New York. 24 years old, August 15th, 2000 is the birth date, 6 feet 190, right-handed defenseman, drafted by the Blackhawks in the 8th overall spot in 2018. He was drafted one spot after Quinn Hughes, which kind of gets you thinking about the tier of player that Boqvist was in back in that 2017-18 season. I mean, thinking about the numbers, thinking about the production, he was really good, really flashy. He was a lot better of a shooter in his draft-eligible season in comparison to Quinn, but I honestly did see a lot of similarities between Boqvist and Hughes back in their draft-eligible years. It's why we made Why I Want videos about these guys. I mean, this was the very first Why I Want video ever made. Fun fact, little trivia for all y'all Lego Rocks 99 historists out there. But Adam Boqvist was a guy that I wanted for my Vancouver Canucks, in particular because he is a right-handed D-man, and Quinn, of course, is a left-handed defenseman. Doesn't matter nowadays, though. There was a little bit of a bias there. I actually did have Quinn ranked higher than Boqvist, though, which I guess I can give myself a pat on the back for. But ever since his draft-eligible year, Boqvist went over to London in the OHL, was a beast over there, and then found himself in the Chicago Blackhawks system, unable to fully capitalize on the skills that he had. 13 points in 41 games, 16 points in 35 games. Eventually, Boqvist found himself in Columbus, where he posted up back-to-back 20-point seasons in around half a season's worth of play, before finding himself onto the Florida Panthers this season, scoring 6 points in 18 games. He hasn't really been an option for this Cats team, even though there was a period in October, November-ish, actually mostly just November, where Boqvist was producing some points. He was always touted as an offensive guy, think Quinn Hughes, but a little bit more spinny, which is honestly kind of ridiculous to think about nowadays, since I think Quinn is perhaps the most spinny defenseman in the league. But Boqvist had himself some really good edge work of his own. It's why he was touted in the way that he was, and ultimately he has not lived up to that potential. We now know that Quinn Hughes is the guy that was literally taken above him. He is now the number one defenseman in the NHL. Dahlin also a number one defenseman in the NHL. Boqvist is right here with them, surrounded by Hughes and Bouchard of all people. So obviously there is some, I don't want to say imposter syndrome on Boqvist's behalf. I don't want to speak for the guy, but still, there are some players that are very effective that were taken around him. Anyways, he's going over to join yet another one of these Islanders defensemen in Noah Dobson in New York, because he just got claimed by that same Islanders team. The top reply says, how many defensemen do they need? Because they just got themselves Tony DeAngelo. They just got themselves Adam Boqvist. Well, this is why. Because Mike Riley is out for the year, maybe Dobson out as well, and Ryan Pulock just got injured, and who knows how long he'll be out for. George is a rookie, Chalowski is a 7th D, they need a right-handed guy. So, with this in mind, if we head over to the New York Islanders and their line combinations here, we can see that yes, you do have that Tony DeAngelo playing a role. You did just get Scott Perunovich in a trade. You now have Adam Boqvist to maybe take up some of the minutes of Isaiah George if you really wanted to play him on the wrong side. This is a decor that is definitely moving and changing as a lot of guys get injured coming in and out of the lineup. It's not ideal for the Islanders, but then again, you kind of just want to have a roster that is able to compete and able to sustain itself over the course of a season, or in this case, half a season. So Adam Boqvist is going to come over alongside of Perunovic and D'Angelo to be one of the new 3 right-handed defensemen added onto this team in the past week and a half. So it's a lot of change for New York, but with all the injuries, you have no choice really. Mike Riley, Noah Dobson, Ryan Pulock all in here. You've got 2 goalies on the IR too in Varlamov and Hogberg. So you've got Jakub Skrarek, who is up here doing some things as well. This is definitely not good for the New York Islanders, but it's why they ended up making this waiver claim. However, this isn't the only piece of information that Elliot Friedman went out there and tweeted about. Take a look at this tweet, also posted by Friedge. Brandon Saad has cleared waivers. All eyes are on the Vegas Golden Knights to sign Saad on a 1-year, $1.5 million prorated contract, I believe. And this, of course, is really big because, as we had discussed in the video yesterday, Brandon Saad put himself in a spot to really take over his career in the best way possible. He forfeited millions of dollars in order to become a free agent because he knew his $4.5 million AAV salary with the St. Louis Blues was not going to be attractive to other NHL teams. He wasn't going to go out there and be this bum of a contract. He wanted to be a useful piece. And now the garbage truck is really loud outside, so I apologize for that. You could definitely hear it in the microphone. But Brandon Saad went from making $3 million next year. He was owed 3-something million. He was owed the remainder of the salary he was owed for this season. He forfeited all of that to sign what is looking to be a 1-year, $1.5 million contract. I don't even know if he's going to get $1.5 million because of the date that it's signed. I mean, it's January 31st right here. But with Saad potentially signing with the Vegas Golden Knights, we have seen this Golden Knights team dominate worlds and put themselves near the top of the NHL standings in the Pacific. I mean, they are literally number 2. They were number 1 for a good chunk, but they have gone 3-4-3 in their last 10. So they have been struggling a little bit as of late. But what I really do admire about Vegas, aside from the fact that they're always winning, is the fact that they always seem to find ways to give these older veteran guys a spot. And I really am mostly referring to Tanner Pearson because this guy has sort of revived his career with the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, 19 points in 52 games this season. He's on pace for 30 points. He's been given a pretty sustainable role in the middle to bottom 6 of this Vegas team, which is something that I don't think a lot of people would have expected out of him, especially coming out of Vancouver and Montreal. He was a bum with these 2 teams, but now he's going out there and actually finding ways to produce. The Vegas Golden Knights fans seem to like this guy. I mean, Tanner Pearson, Brandon Saad, take these older guys who are on overpaid deals, sign them to cheaper contracts, and bring them over to Vegas. That seems to be the move here in 2024, 2025. So with Brandon Saad heading over to Vegas, seems like a $1.5 million contract. It's a small bet-on-yourself opportunity. He's forfeiting millions of dollars to do this, and you can't really go out there and do anything but respect Brandon Saad for the hustle. He likes to play. He wants to win. He's already won multiple Stanley Cups, and now he's aiming for another. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Firstly, about the Islanders claiming Adam Boqvist from the Florida Panthers. It's always weird, man. I keep on thinking about Adam Boqvist. My mind's eye keeps on referring to Chicago, but still, he's been on 3 teams since then. Chicago, Columbus, New York, or excuse me, we skipped Florida. Chicago, Columbus, Florida, and then New York. He is yet another defenseman getting added onto this team in recent memory. What are your thoughts on the Islanders claiming Boqvist? What are your thoughts on Saad heading over to Vegas? Let me know in the comment section all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.